Parametric is just one of the sort of many tools that you can use for ESG. I think what is important for Parametric is that, the capacity, in terms of the capacity, there's also capacity from the financial markets that you can use, not just pure insurance capacity. And in this day and age, I'm sure all of you have read the news in the US here and there. Insurers are walking away from a lot of places to insure because the NatCat is causing them all the books to turn red, right? So this is where the financial markets can step in. Of course, it will be pricier, that goes without saying, right? They also want a good return for that. But it exists, right? And we can do that. So I'm saying that you can rely on both alternate capacity and traditional capacity to do parametric insurance for ESG.
So I think we've answered half of this question with the discussion we've just had, but someone anonymous has just asked, should parametric cover be underwritten by a captive? What are pros and cons of having such a cover fronted by a captive? I thought maybe we could go to the cons bit of that and discuss the challenges that captives might face when it comes to this kind of cover. I know we were having a discussion about basis risk, for example, when we were stood outside earlier. So maybe if Steve, you want to start with that one.
Well, I might let Jeffrey deal with basis risk, actually.
Okay, okay. How long do you have left? Because this I can go on for a few hours. Okay, so should parametric cover be underwritten by a captive? Yes and no. It still depends on the expertise that's within the captive, right? Parametric insurance is not something that is so straight up. It's not a matter of it doesn't rain, you pay, it rains, you pay, you don't pay, etc. Right? It's got to do with a lot of the data management, how you actually analyze the data, and that takes skill, right? You have to look at trendings, it's not always divided by X number of days and all that. So that takes a bit of skill set to do it, right? So it's not immediate. The second thing is the structuring. Now, I always talk about this when I talk at conferences, right? You've got to be very careful because there's a possibility that you ended up paying a premium and never get a payout, okay? I'll give you an example, right? So, for example, if you're going to buy a typhoon cover, a parametric typhoon cover in the Philippines, and you decided to buy a category 5. When category 5 hits somewhere near your location, well, there'll be a payout. Too bad, a category 3 hit and you're massive loss, right? You cannot go up to the insurer and say, hey, look, there's loss. No. Because in the parametric world, it triggers, then it pays. So a lot of work needs to be done in looking at loss history, matching it, making sure that it's very close correlation between the index, as you call it, and the loss history, right? Without that happening, right, you run the risk of actually having this, what we call basis risk. And if you are the insurer, it's even worse. You run the risk of reputational risk because you created a product that actually doesn't really work, right? So it takes a bit of time, hand-holding actually. So having said that, I think it's possible. There are a lot of parametric experts around nowadays, and there's a lot of data around. So given a bit of time, I think it can be done.